Well, an unusual investigation is underway at Sac Executive Airport after multiple helicopters, were broken into early this morning, one of them crashing after being operated. Fox 40's Eric Rucker joining us now live from the airport in South Sacramento with what we're learning about this incident, including who's involved in the investigation. Rucker?
Yeah, that would be the FBI, and you just nailed it. This is a very bizarre situation. I want to give you some video in a moment, but first I want to go ahead and direct your attention to the tarmac here at Sac International. And there is one helicopter in particular of the group that you're looking at, and you can see that one has no blades on it, and that is the one that this person was able to get inside of. And we do not know if they were able to get airborne or not. The FBI will talk about that in just one moment, but they obviously did end up having that helicopter on its side. Let's go ahead and roll the video if we haven't already. It was between 2 and 6 o'clock this morning when that person was able to make their way onto the grounds, onto the tarmac here at Sac International. Now, the fences around here are not that high, so climbing over it wouldn't have been that difficult. There was no obvious point of entry, according to the FBI and Sac Police. That person attempted to get into multiple different helicopters. We do not know exactly who owns the majority of these helicopters, although we do believe they are privately owned, and we know that the one that had the blades ripped off of it after going on its side, that is registered to an individual out of Medford, Oregon. Here now is the FBI talking about why they are involved and whether this could be potentially a terrorist situation.
Part of the investigation would be to determine motive as to why this individual attempted to steal a helicopter. And we believe that he attempted to steal, or he or she attempted to steal a helicopter. Trying to determine that motive will be part of it, a key part. At this point, we have no indication that there is terrorism involved or that there's any terrorism motivation, but that's part of the ongoing investigation.
So, as we mentioned, the big question, why would somebody do this, and who is the person that did this? And we can tell you that according to that special agent that you just heard from, at the moment they believe there is only one person involved, and they said they do have a person of interest, and some of the evidence that leads them to that particular person has to do with surveillance video that they were able to capture. Obviously, you would imagine there are plenty of cameras here at Sac International, that's a different airport, Sac Executive Airport, that they're pouring over. They said they don't know exactly what angles they're going to be able to get as far as those camera angles are concerned, but right now they did pick up something on video and believe there's one person that they are trying to get a hold of.